It's going to be cleared here. Still Buzz going to be playing behind the box, pushing the point. Now another dog out here from stax to check into middle. crashies. Just checking. Nothing doing.
Quick little peek. No damage going to be received there. For now, just RB holding things down, and Link, a classic at hand. At this range, we'll see what he can do. Is he's just going to have to back away from this position. We'll see where he decides to go. Looks like he's going to wrap around, try to maybe get himself up into heaven. In the meantime, the rest of DRX starting to wrap through the attacker's spawn. Turret going to be cleared out. Bite the check in the back hall. Swarm grenades out to try to prevent them. Keep them locked on this side of the site for now.
And I love this from DRX. They rarely do this kind of thing where they go this aggressive on a flank, and it looks like they might be able to catch crashies a little bit off guard. He's pulling back now, trying to join the rest of the team. Flash now going to indicate the presence of DRX.
However, Victor, yeah, very much could get the same jump. You see him creeping back right now, working his way through shops. Are we going to be noted? Some looking to push up into him, but that's a classic at medium range, and he'll get taken down. Morris is going to be good for. He's running out of bullets. Will be able to give the artists a death there as a parting gift. Now Victor arrives. A frenzy, though. Not going to be working too many wonders for him in this position. The push-up crashies needs to be the hero. They're talking about him on the desk. Can he get it done? No. Zess is going to be able to take his head off. Buzz finds FiNESSE, and now it's just Victor. Finds one, but that's as good as it's going to get.
Nicely handled. A good attempt on the counter lurk by Victor. Just wasn't able to get there in time to really have much effect.
MaKo sending out a bite right off the rip. Looks like, though, for this eco, might just be B-side simulator here for the set of NRG. Flash out, push up. MaKo just going to be tucked away on the side, and crashies trying desperately to get into the nanoswarm. Ends up getting cut down. MaKo going to be able to find a second one in RB. Moving out from the back hall, we'll find another. MaKo now 1 for 3, looking to fast track that pit as quickly as he possibly can. And with the spike not planted, Victor is going to have to try to find something here. Knows that he doesn't want to be carrying this Sheriff forward into the next round. See if he can find any damage here, because so far DRX looking for that flawless anti-eco.
And 4 Bulldogs for DRX invested into this round, so if they can carry all those over, that would be absolutely phenomenal. stax there, gonna do a little bit of a check. Bird's not connecting, but no kind of obfuscation about where Victor is right now. Still trying to push this corner. This should be pretty darn difficult.
Spam out, and eventually one of the shots will connect.
He's definitely slipped and had some problems. Now, him and RB were kind of the bright spots for DRX against Paper Rex in the last matchup, having pretty good score lines on those mostly controller roles. But RB continues to be just a brilliant, flexible player, so good at side anchoring, whether it be on the Astra or the Killjoy here. He is just a wonderful, wonderful player to watch. Of course, that Neon is absolutely special, but you can see NRG now going to be lining up for an A crunch here through Art. No utility really to check this until it gets to sight.
They got Buzz in such a forward position. He knows that they're not going to be pushing out into B main. With nothing spotted over in Link, they now fully suspect that this is in fact going to be that A hit coming through. Ornis up on top of the side, drifting back. A bit of damage there, dropping down into dugout, but FiNESSE with a great aggressive swing comes out wide, finds MaKo. Pop flash through the wall, just a turn, but FiNESSE still eating a little bit of that blind. stax can't push in past this high tide. As he tries to, FiNESSE cuts him down. RB going to be able to find 2, but suddenly that leaves Buzz all on his lonesome, wrapping around from A main. Spike not yet planted, but NRG, 3 members left standing, relatively healthy, and plenty of time to try to burn down.
Difficult task here for Buzz.
30 seconds left.
See if he can get it done. They're right behind the box. Oh, they're going to get him in the back.
I mean, it's a great read. They do go for the back plant, and Buzz not quite reading that somebody's going to be over in Art. Wanted to try to stop that plant from coming through. He's going for it. Is just going to be situated over there on B, and whether or not NRG expects that he's going to be going for it, hard to say. Either way, they're not looking to play into his sightlines whatsoever. Again, plenty of attention being paid over here towards mid, through the double door into the Link. And now maybe even just pressuring Zest out of water all the way back over into the defender spawn. This is really good control right now for the side of NRG, but how do they maneuver this? Try to convert this into a site take. MaKo pushing up, still looking to explore over towards A. Might make content if he continues to swing here against Victor, but Victor's now going to be pulling away from this position. And NRG sites may just start drifting towards B, where that op is continuing to creep up.
Yeah, you got the toxic screen over there as well. Going to be huge here for Buzz. If he can win a duel, he might be able to take control of this space. Maybe keep Victor at bay as MaKo continues his aggressive lurk. But now they're shifting directions. NRG here, last minute. Looks like they're going to head in. The lockdown in response from RB. He's going to be under pressure potentially. No, they're going to have to back off.
Yeah, he just wants to fully dissuade this hit over here onto the A side, but they still have 3 members in the vicinity of MaKo. Well, he might be able to get around and maybe find a pinch on a FiNESSE. Is not in a position to really help them out here onto the B site where everybody's going to become crashing through. Stax the first to fall, doesn't even get too much damage across, and what he did find is gonna be healed up. Zest gonna find one. And now it's Buzz out in the open, no dash. Sees the cove, does he suspect that there's gonna be somebody in it? Either way for now, hasn't been able to see him. It's gonna start to fracture, it's gonna break. Spots him, and the flash timing is absolutely perfect. Som scoops the kill. A little bit of spam out from RB, but it seems like DRX making the call, saying, you know what? There's 4 of them in that site. They also have a reckoning. Even if we try to get back in, it's just not going to be worth it, so they will start to back away.
This is just like a classic finesse round. He's just so smart. He takes control of the middle of the site. He's guiding his team around, kind of sensing the presence of DRX in spots where he doesn't necessarily like what he sees. You know, of course, that lockdown there, able to get that out in a way that doesn't have a ton of impact on the round. It doesn't prevent a plant, really. It gives a little bit. It's going to leave RB over at B. He's one of the ones with the rifle. MaKo has a Phantom on the other side, but they're just peeling right off of this utility coming in towards mid.
Dog not going towards RB's side. Just going to be skirting around this wall right here. Giving up any information. RB, I mean, likely suspecting that they're creeping their way through. How many players, where are they positioned now? Are they going to be coming back my way? That is all completely and utterly unknown. Flash out. We'll get at least some sort of notification, some sort of confirmation. Creep up in. MaKo does adjust quickly enough to manage to find one. Ardiis going to be taken down with some. There's plenty in kind. Stax now. Pushes out from water. Finds one for his trouble before getting taken out. Buzz will be able to get some with the classic. Weapons now recovered. 3 rifles versus the 2 here on the side of NRG. Find themselves here into the A site. The spike is completely under control of DRX for the time being.
This is a beautiful read here from DRX. They take control of mid by waiting him out, setting up a trap play right around the corner outside of Art. Really, really smart stuff, but FNS to go, try to get through water here. Get underneath this wall, potentially. Dangerous, of course, to go underneath there.
Not only are you already crouching, but you have to go through this wall as well. This additional slow, that obfuscation will now drop down. So he can try to go for the play. He's just being stared at right now by Zest. Which coming in, Victor looking for some spam, does manage to grab that spikes, trying to rotate out. RB swinging on the corner, doesn't manage to find the elimination, but it's only 10 seconds remaining. Victor, he knows that he's had to try to take the fight to them, win it out that way.
They get the spike down, they're able to lock it down. Now, NRG,
oh boy,
maybe a little bit of a faster hit here, as the blades have been popped for Ardiis. Judge in the back pocket.
Buzz not noticed. He was noted by Ardiis. Buzz just now pulling back away. Stax as well going to be seen there. The lockdown will be coming through. No way to clear it out. Space has to be given up. Ardiis leading the way, continuing to dash forward. Judge in hand, wants to check that there's no one in this back hall, given that there's that tiny little corner they can tuck away in. Knows that it's clear, and now it's DRX having to try to break their way back through this one. First is going to be the Reckoning now popped. Pit as well, though, invested from FiNESSE.
This is going to be so difficult here. A flash check hall, put a Judge up close.
Can't shoot those anymore, they're Ardiis. Sucked into the corner, crashies in such a ratty position, waiting to strike. MaKo able to find one. Victor, however, gets Buzz. MaKo now falling. Crashies with that kill. Tries to swing out. Stax will shut him down. A 3v3. Judge still in the hall, but they need to try to break through. The flash not available. There's one. Zest gets the other, bringing it back to a 2v2, but time is now dwindling. FiNESSE, however, falling, leaving Victor all to his own devices. No nano swarms to speak of, trying to clear out of the cove. It will get broken down, and it gets them both! From them the opposite side as the pop flash does go through. A little bit of spam. Ardiis trying to fish for it, and he will find it. Buzz. Headshot. That might be this forward push abandoned, but no, DRX are continuing to push the issue. Trying to maintain control of main. Shot spread, another wall. Pushing forward. Just looking to lock them out, but at what cost? Zest will be able to go ahead and slurp up that orb, try to get closer to the next reckoning for himself.
At least got something out of that there for that challenge by DRX. But yeah, just, again, you know, Ardiis kind of aware of how DRX played this. It's very reminiscent of the pistol, the way that DRX did that. Threw up the high tide, came in behind that smoke, tried to gain a little bit of space. This time, NRG waits back a little bit, doesn't send any utility in really, just spamming it down mostly. Able to find that early big kill. Now, still setting up here for this attempt. crashies has the Seekers. Once those come out behind this Trailblazer as well, you've got to read this as DRX is going to be A.
Dash in, MaKo eating the full flash, just trying to stay quiet, tucked away next to this poison orb. Does manage to come away with one. Ardiis going to be taken down, but not in a position where you can try to upgrade the weaponry here. The Stinger's still going to be in hand now. MaKo gets it taken out of his hand. Som with 2 quick kills. finds those eliminations, gets that plant down. arby in the meantime has been quietly pushing his way up past Flowers. Gets himself in towards Secret. Still plenty of cash in the bank. How much damage can he do? Because the turret is there to play for his contact. Now identifying Victor is over at main. Is he ready for the close angle? Yeah, manages to find one, finds two. arby jump peek, sets up the turret, swings out, manages to get the headshot, and no way. Surely it's not possible. The bite to delay. FiNESSE, just try to play this one out patiently. Alarm bot gonna be cleared. Tap, bite, death. FiNESSE playing it up beautifully. Knows the limit. You cannot understate the heroics of arby in the last round.
Yeah, this high tide, though, forcing MaKo back. No contestation for that orb this time. Dog gonna get cleared. Not gonna note to ardiis, as he's gonna tuck in to the wine corner. ardiis still gonna keep pushing space here, but now a cascade from Zest in response. So now NRG digging back into this mid control, trying to see if they can reestablish, break through the formations of DRX. It's something that does give them a problem at times on their defenders' halves. If you can kind of get those early picks, they can be a little slow to respond.
Buzz is not budging, but this could end up being quite bad for him. He's starting to drift away now. Might be a little bit safer. You can see with stax watching over towards water, decides to actually just send out the Seekers, which one of them's going to be cleared. He's looking for the other ones. ardiis trying to save his teammates here. A little bit of trouble.
I suggest you move.
And they're getting spotted in the end. Now Reckoning going to be coming through, and that's actually talking about that reactionary pit. It comes down. MaKo just sending it, drifts away from it, but so too does NRG. Drift away from the A site. They start making their way over towards B. arby waiting right now in the hall. Buzz now sprinting to try to get himself into a position where he can put this off to use. Swing out. Doesn't see anything. Goes against the collat! Turns away from ardiis, who now falls to arby's hand. And Buzz is completely shut down this round. FiNESSE gone. I love the pivot, but the timing was just absolute perfection for Buzz.
10 seconds left.
crashies now just going to stay tucked away in link, holding on to that Vandal as best as he possibly can, and we are going to be tied up at 4-4.
I fully agree with you. I loved the way NRG played this round. I mean, it's a good Seekers here from stax to really
Widely adopted for sure.
Yeah, but definitely DRX kind of halfway through Pacific decided that this may be the way right now, and with Buzz on that op, still locking down B on the other side. Pretty heavy stack here towards A. No utility on the site though for DRX. The Killjoy utility spread out across mid. DRX kind of worried about this, but now with the dash here, you got to know that A is going to be where the pressure is.
Now the double approach coming through Art. Robot will be there to play off of it, but arby has widely pulled back away from that position to challenge. Spike plant starts coming down. 60 HP remaining here on Sam. MaKo going to the left, kind of expecting that he was going to get tucked away into the cubby, but he delayed. But as that daze comes through, the call comes in, ping comes down. MaKo does manage to find that wallbang elimination to go ahead and get one off the board. Time going to be dwindling, but NRG, they have to pull back. They have to respect this lockdown. ardiis trying to play as a bit of a surprise, catch somebody off guard, find some additional kills to make the retake a little bit easier for him, but it's just going to be DRX holding it down. FiNESSE will come away with one. Zest.
Couple light armors here and there. Bladestorm still in the back pocket for Buzz. No connection on that flash. MaKo able to dodge it, but now DRX has shifted the Killjoy utility over towards A. Trying to keep NRG in check from trying another fast hit instead. Pretty big rotate over towards B, where Buzz with that op, he's been pretty good with it here so far today. Gonna have to come up huge.
He's gonna have to find something if they want to be able to slow down this taking the side, because everybody else from DRX is currently sitting on A.
He saw ardiis do this earlier. He wants to try his turn at that angle.
FiNESSE again creeping in behind. Jiggle peek from ardiis. Gonna swing out. Buzz is gonna drop down. He's gonna go up aggressively. Dash at the ready. Shifts in, finds one. The shot not going to connect. Takes quite a bit of damage. It will be able to back away. Kills can now come out, but it looks like stax is simply more interested in getting control of back hall. As Buzz moves up on a Heaven, clears out the dog. You should know based on the tracer where that shot came from, but ardiis going to be the first one to fall. Buzz taken down, Victor finding that elimination, but Zest gets two on the back end. Stax finds FiNESSE, and now it's just Sam standing versus 4.
30 seconds left.
Suspects there's going to be another one in Heaven. Tries to get ahead of the flash, plays it to perfection in that regard, but then Zest gets the counter swing.
Seems to be good today.
The energy. I thought you.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
I fully
this
thought
time.
that you were doing that on purpose. I say, wow. I don't necessarily disagree. I do like some of the rotations they've been going through, but you know, as you're pointing out, DRX just have been getting some decent adjustments coming through so far, but still plenty more to be played out. And again, as we've seen in the past, these teams do like to go the distance versus one another. RB tucked away, not going to be spotted by the updrafts. ardiis now, maybe look at the drop in on top of his head. Shots go in. He's looking for MaKo. He will be able to take him down with a right click. RB trades one back. Kill out. Zest going to be taken down. Now the attacking lockdown comes through. They try to flush him out of this position. No one watching for him.
Timing.
Shot goes across. He's just trying to get anything that he possibly can before that lockdown comes through, but eventually has to pull back away. Trailblazer out. Sees one. Knives pulled. Just one remaining. But RB mows down 3 players. Dash into the corner. Buzz trying to stay safe. FiNESSE has now shown his hand. They know that he's in behind, and now he's all alone. Creeping around the back with a stinger. The spike not planted for him. RB looking for a fourth. Not going to be able to find it. But Buzz will be able to stabilize the spray at the very end to take him out.
Really, really good this year. I mean, RB has been playing the best Valorant we've ever seen from him, in my opinion, so far here in 2023. He's just been brilliant, not only in his individual play and his mechanics, but his ability to rotate between so many different agents is incredible.
All right, well, now for a fairly fast hit here onto the A site. ardiis up and over again. The turret will be dealt with. RB trying to get himself swung in the dugout. Swing in from ardiis. RB finds yet another headshot. MaKo cleans up crashies, sprays through to find Som. Oh, and that's just nasty. The pin is up though. FiNESSE and Victor need to play this one to absolute perfection. Nano Swarm's already burned through. Post plant util down to 2 bites. The dog goes on the chase. The rush comes in from MaKo. Victor will shut him down a bit, but then takes so much damage. And that leaves FiNESSE all on his lonesome. The bite coming through, but he's going to be caught with util in hand, and the bite went a little bit too deep. Diffuse comes in.
Doing a great job at getting like 3/4 of the way there, and then they would just get stuffed. And yeah, it took some heroics like this round here off the post plant. This really felt like one of the few instances in which they were able to get the spike down and they were able to maintain control. DRX caused so many problems in either not letting them settle in, or once they settled in, they would just lose the post plants. DRX's retakes were far too ferocious. Again, this was an exception to that trend, but DRX just really had their way with NRG for the majority of that half. And again, it wasn't that NRG was necessarily handling things poorly. 80% of the round felt like it was being played fine.
Some little things that kind of went bad for NRG. There were some pretty good decisions, but yeah, DRX's retakes really, really strong. DRX's utility usage in that previous half, really efficient, really smart stuff for the most part, how they counter it. And RB is just outrageous right now.
I'm going to have to see that one in a replay, but I believe he just might have had that fully blind through the wall, just playing off of expected timing and game sense. I don't know. Either way, that's going to be an initial kill coming down. ardiis is dealt with. Buzz, however, going to be traded out on the opposite sides, and the team now without their jets. crashies on the flank, creeping up. RB seeming like he's going to be reading this one, but cannot win on the battle. crashies, however, runs out of bullets and will be taken down. That brings it back now into a 3v3. Some on the approach, working his way through from Art. Flash going across. MaKo now getting set up in mid for his post-plant util, but needs to send it pretty damn soon. Everybody's dead, and he's just going to be able to hold it. It is far too late. NRG flood back into the site.
It just didn't matter. They all lost at the point of attack there. So now DRX on the eco. Sheriff, a couple frenzies. As DRX really, really favors the frenzies. They get a ton of value out of it. As many of you have seen, RB, the internationals, a few pretty insane moments with those. Marshall, a couple Spectres, only one Bulldog here for NRG. So let's see what they can get done. This Buzz is just waiting around this corner for seeing if maybe NRG try to get aggressive.
Steady creep up, Som. Play through this one. ardiis, however, holding forward, looks for that follow-up shot, has the dash away, is going to be noted. MaKo in the meantime, and Buzz going to be taken out by Som. Over the opposite side of the map, that clears out that A side, and oh my god, what a swap to the Classic! ardiis just knocking down Zest and keeping them in this one for a potential flawless. Over the top, RB will be able to get him in the end, so not quite, but
DRX, of course, going to be on their near full buy. Start trying to cascade their way towards B. Is definitely DRX is a team that plays B simulator on this map, as you talked about earlier. This is a team that really, really likes to hammer home on this site, really likes to set up for post plants deep here, up by the screens. And let's see if they're going to be able to find much. Turret for contact off of Buzz. Their only response here is a little bit of utility.
it looks like just given the silence on the opposite side of the map, though, do they want to pull back off this position, or are they going to end up going to B? Buzz just drifts away for a little bit of a moment. Seems like they want to wait and see what info they get relayed from MaKo and RB, who are going on an expedition through Art at the moment.
There were some smokes over on the other side by doors that kind of led NRG to think this might be towards B still. So they're kind of still mostly keeping their feet planted at B, trying to lock down that area.
Oh, they're starting to work their way over towards Ardiis. The Phantom in hand, he can certainly do some damage now. He's getting a sense of it. Gun out, dash out. Won't be able to find any damage, but manages to keep himself alive as well to boot. Quick clear on the Trailblazer. Counter swing from Zest, a little bit too late to try to find the punish. crashies now sending out the Hawk, but RB entering, manages to find one. crashies though. Gets himself mount, finds one, looks for a second, gets the dink, gets the follow-up spray onto the corpse. MaKo now gonna be taken out as crashies. Finds a third. Doug was asking for the impact, it is being found. Spike now going to be planted. He's looking to push out of the cove. 30 HP in a dream. crashies. Surely he can't find more. Surely his job is already done. It's already good enough, and I think it just might be, because now Zest gets taken down and stacks the IGL on his lonesome, and he won't be able to find anything more. NRG will take
on the B.
Oh, it's RB as well. They want Buzz with that judge for the entry power. Oh, he might not get the opportunity. Will get knocked down to 73 HP. Stacks to the healing, however. Should be able to top him back up, and yeah, will do so. G though starting to back away, but the rotation's also starting to come in. crashies now making his way over towards the B site.
You haven't had any contact or any other utility in any other part of the map. Now with that Reckoning in particular here, High Tide coming up to set up for this entry for DRX. Buzz is going to go right for the Hall.
An additional stun out on the FiNESSE as well, but he's going to start creeping back forward, goes for the spray. They know that they're playing close. Stax gets the timing, swings in. Not many bullets left in that Phantom, though. Has to go for the reload and has to back away around the corner. The lockdown now going to be committed in. Hall broken through. Buzz unable to find any value other than a little bit of damage, a smattering of it with that judge. Will put crashies down to 14, but eventually NRG do have to back away. They have to respect the lockdown. They pull out. Time still dwindling, but still plenty to go. MaKo, the second snake bite now going to be let loose. Nano in hand, RB sends it as well. Desperately trying to pop that one, and he will be able to make it happen before they can clear it. Head spotted, MaKo taking down Ardiis up on top, managing to find one. The tap, the hold starting to come through on the spike. Victor and Ardiis gonna be cleaned up. Stax with a third, leaving crashies on 14 all on his lonesome, and he just does not have the time to play through.
A great opportunity.
Ardiis
Fast
gonna
hit.
rush.
Woo.
Just get blinded a little bit, goes for the right click, and Buzz eats some damage, goes to 25, and the flash is good. Buzz is looking for more, and he will be able to find 3. Only Zest lost. The Seekers now let loose to try to find the remaining 2 players. FiNESSE gonna be noted nice and early here. Comes across, and oh, what is that shot? Buzz with the fadeaway. Now on for the ace on the hunt. He's looking for Victor. Buzz is out for blood. Victor's got the advantage on the peak, and he will be able to win out the fight. But from there, just has to back away. That's going to be DRX getting the double digits.
Well, this is just so scary now for NRG. The economy's very much in shambles.
It's
after
split.
that.
I mean, Sam and Ardiis, the 2 with some cash here, but
yeah,
a carryover from Victor. They should be able to put something decent together, but it's still going to be not full power.
we'll just give crashies another stinger. That's I
mean,
think that's a pretty good answer, it seems like. But no, man, I mean, this is just, if Buzz can start to come alive as well for DRX, you know, MaKo, RB have been really solid. But if Buzz as well can really start to heat up on that jet, he struggles a little bit on that raise at times, as we saw in their previous matchup against Paper Rex.
Paramount in NRG turning this around.
And the concerning part is here, you know, if you drop this round as kind of expected as NRG with the weaker purchase, and if you lose the follow-up round, then DRX is on map point and your economy is still a little bit shaky. Now they are going to carry over a fair amount of money.
Full rotate off FiNESSE's call.
Yes, I love this.
They got the orb, they have the lockdown, and now everybody's going to be in position. Buzz up over the top of the screen, spots one, and Sam strikes him down. Finds the kill. Sam going to be traded out. Still plenty of tools to work through, though. crashies, you're talking about the stinger. He puts it to use. Finds Stax. MaKo going to be eliminated. crashies gets a second. And now it's all on RB. Somehow, someway, try to defend this one versus 4 hungry members of NRG. Just now get themselves over onto the spike. Swing out. FiNESSE will be the one to finish the job. The timeout will work a treat. They only
That last round, especially with the lockdown and some of these other ults.
flash in on either side. I don't think anything really noted for the side of DRX as far as that flash is concerned. And Ardiis this time will get the better of Buzz. Takes him down, doesn't need too much damage. That's going to be DRX having to concede this space. Talking about aggression, wanting to see it. Well, NRG happy to show. Is Victor continuing the jiggle here, back hall. MaKo puts up the wall, so Victor will pull away from here. Otherwise, I thought maybe MaKo in a wider position would have an opportunity to find a punish there onto the enemy KJ.
But the turret's been up here for RB, so he knows that mid is relatively free. He's going to start pushing through. There's nobody right now except that turret there to check for him. Here comes the hit from DRX. They're getting set up here. High Tide's going to come up. That's going to use that cascade as well. Victor going to respond with a quick lockdown potentially.
But not far enough in to try to find him. Spamming around, lockdown now going to be invested. Zest wants to get the plant in advance before he has to back out. He will be able to do so. Exits back out to safety. Stax with a little bit of extra healing can try to keep him back into this one. As the Reckoning is also going to be invested on the back end, so they really want to try to slow NRG down, stop them from being able to get presence on the site, and try to get this retake started.
Oh, look at ardiis. He is way out there.
Oh, but RB now going to be noted by the Seeker. Up close. FiNESSE looks like he wants to try to flush him. Stax going to be distracted by the Seeker, but still somehow wins out on Victor. Just a bit whiffy as both Killjoys going to be taken down. Tap onto the spike. crashies looking to break this one in. Bring this back is Zest. Quick check, finds ardiis, but now 24 HP. Turns from the flash. Tries to get to the opposite side of the wall, but crashies has already seen far.
DRX blades pop. They're hitting the go button on this one potentially. Cascade up front, waiting for some contact. Stax just going to grab the orb. He's one away from those Seekers. They might go to try to now kind of contest the other side of the map. Is that Trailblazer going to be heard by RB?
Might have just been noted, but okay, MaKo. Yeah, just tucking to the corner. Says, yep, there's an ardiis there, and he's got an op. Poison orb going to be thrown in. They'll look the flash. They know he's not going to be playing it too far forward now, but do they continue to try to press him? Do they really risk this?
Yeah, flash to confirm that he had backed off. Now they have to use a Trailblazer as well. Kind of get the angle here. ardiis gonna pop the dash. Ooh, Buzz is right on him.
One knife already thrown. There's on the cloud burst. Updraft over the top. The flash to try to escort him out, and ardiis will be able to make it to safety. Just playing around, playing wildly with these updrafts, trying to make them really second guess what position he's going to be in should they continue to approach this B site. Meanwhile, MaKo, utilizing the poison orb, has managed to creep his way up through Link.
And RB just cleared some utility at Art, and that's sending the players of NRG over to the other side of the map.
Aware of this, but he doesn't win out the fight. MaKo just crouching through, gets that kill. Will be taken down by FiNESSE on the opposite side. Updraft over the top, Buzz gets that kill. crashies good for one. RB as well now fallen. As crashies starts to push up, working his way through Link. Flash goes through, spray comes out, not going to be making any contact. Buzz, opposite recover that. Operator here for himself. He's going to be holding, sharing towards Link. Seekers now let loose, going on the hunt. Noting all three remaining players from the side of NRG who need to clutch this one out if they want to tie things up.
Viper's Pit as well, a whiff.
They do have that if he can get the position. It's another whip here. Buzzo just managed to make that last knife work. Jumps out around the side, puts a little bit of damage down one tap onto Victor. NRG, they're running out of time. They need to make something happen now. Feels like it's far too late as FiNESSE just eats that full flash coming across. Tap onto the spike. Victor trying to get FiNESSE into a great spot. What a readjustment! The headshot! The follow-up! FiNESSE! Well, in we go. It's another rush play coming through. A 1-for-1 so far. ardiis going to be taken down. crashies noted, but it's just a bloodbath as both sides going to be losing out on two players. FiNESSE now starting to creep across over towards A. For the time being, it's Sam Holmes lonesome with the op in hand. MaKo in the meantime splitting across, just hovering in shops, trying to see if there's any forward lurk coming through. Perhaps try to investigate the B side a little bit more, but now the pit. FiNESSE really wants to steer them away from A.
And the thing is, if they start making their way over there pretty quick, they might be able to cut through and get the plant down, depending on, of course, Victor. He's got all of his Killjoy utility set up over there. Nanos toward the long B side. The turret, though, to keep track of mid doors. Sam now will be taking space. Oh boy.
Can he get another of the answers? Yes, Stax just walks right into the crosshair, and Sam jumps back through. Keeps himself nicely tucked away. RB.
30 seconds
How far does he go to try to hunt this one down? He is going to be the spike carrier. Timing a bit off, but Sam, for him, it's absolute perfection. The clock strikes and MaKo falls. RB now all alone. Knows that FiNESSE is going to be hovering in that pit somewhere. How does he want to play this one out?
Got 10 seconds.
Goes for a quick check, the alarm bot. Heard by FiNESSE, the plant now coming down. Victor will start rotating over. RB, he's been clutch, he sees him. The shoulder for a moment at the pit will get dropped. But they should know he's gonna be secret. Maybe he could try to wrap around, get himself into flowers, but otherwise it's the back site. He's completely surrounded, and RB needs to try to find a way somehow to miraculously separate all three players of NRG and take these as 1v1s. The first challenge, some, and he's good for it. Cuts him down, a 4K in NRG. Bulldog, just a vandal in the hands of Buzz. He needs to put it to good use. So he wants to keep them in this one, but ardiis has got that operate on the opposite side. He's just one away from the Blaze as well. Full flash will force out the dash, so some value going to be found here with the util usage from DRX. They're still no closer to this B site.
NRG was thinking about rotating. I could see Sam drifting in that direction, but now they're peeling off. DRX pumped the brakes just enough to give themselves enough space, get this Reckoning down. Gonna use that Trailblazer as well.
I mean, you suspect that MaKo has to invest the pit here as well. Daze does come through, stops ardiis from peeking on the corner a little bit more. As the answering Reckoning now gonna be invested. Buzz, does he get away from the sun? I don't believe he does. Stax gonna be taken down, the Cove gonna be broken, the plant just now coming through, they are all revealed, and it is all a disaster for DRX. MaKo now the last man standing, the pit's still here, they're spraying through the screen, trying to find him. The HP dwindling down, the bite's already burned. Haven't tapped the spike quite just yet. crashies just healing them up as they back off, they start to advance forward. They're just completely and utterly surrounding him, and eventually they will flush him out. crashies gets the kill, some gets the defuse, Hansa started out as an 8-4 half for them with the advantage. NRG on this defending side, though, it's just been so clean.
They've been just immaculate. Other than those 2 rounds that DRX was able to string together, it's been all NRG, just having them read like a book. Now ardiis with the op.
Shots through the screen, they really suspect that he's gonna be in this position. Oh, notes 1, dash away. It looks like he did spot that Buzz was gonna be in a forward spot. Buzz just cannot get the punish. Just bonking his head, still manages to make it out. MaKo and RB will start to approach here through the link. Cutting their way down, looks like it's gonna be the B site once again, and ardiis is thinking about going for this aggro swing. Shorty in hand, shot still flying, no commit quite just yet. Cove down, the spike's starting to get planted. Victor, however, finds the opening kill. A lockdown now gonna be invested. RB trying to drive them away. We'll start backing off, this one covers the entire tunnel, and then it's used from mid, so they have to pull way off the site and then try to go for the retake, but they still have the man advantage, and ardiis now pops the blades. MaKo a bite to try to delay, but he's not playing for a post plant. He's playing forward.
Delay might be just enough for DRX.
Back up, MaKo readjusts. Here's the footsteps, sends out a shot, but now they know he's playing on the corner. He does manage to catch one, says with covering fire, will find ardiis. Cove in, the tap of the spike, Victor gets one, crashies goes down, and suddenly it stacks. The IGL, the captain, to try to keep them alive and in this game. Finds one, finds 2, but he cannot get the third, but the time has already dwindled. Victor with a 4K cannot escape.
Not sure at all. That snake bite is deep.
Just looking to try to get that catch, that vulnerable punish across the map over towards A. Should they go for the crunch? But instead, it looks like, I mean, you're mentioning this, not a lot of attention being paid to mid.
Yes.
DRX, now it has their full attention.
It's a good time to do it. Better late than never here to try to put some pressure onto NRG. They've been really attacking the wings, the outer edges of the map here. And that flash is going to be dodged by DRX. So the check from NRG doesn't find its mark. And now DRX has some extra space, has some extra time. And this one looking to be a potential pretty fast hit off the back of this Trailblazer with Buzz leading the way.
Yeah, they're working their way through. The rotation's now going to begin. Victor, once he does arrive, will have that cutting-sided lockdown. Because we're not seeing deep takes here from the side of DRX. They're not pushing themselves forward towards Secret, towards Flowers. This time they are playing back. Lockdown can put that into such a forward spot now. Try to play this one out and end the game. Victor says, excuse me, Som. Need to get into that corner. Places it. Turns his sights back towards water to see if anyone's going on that deep flank, but as we can see, they are not at all. Fight from FiNESSE to try to cut them off. The hold to half. Already a fantastic start here for NRG to try to close this one out. Flash is flying, they're off the spike. Buzz not able to turn that flash, eats the full one. MaKo gonna be good for one, but a flood of kills come in for both sides. But suddenly it's down to a 1v1. He knows it's held to half, he's just gonna hold it! ardiis!
We'll find out. It feels like we're destined for a third map with these two teams, given the history between them. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's been tough for DRX against NRG on this map. And look at this early push out here from NRG. They're already getting in. RB gonna see the edge of him.
He's ready for it. Does manage to react in time. Gets tagged down to 40, but wins out. Finds that first kill here of the map.
They have no idea.
crashies continuing. Oh, but just takes so much damage. Knocked to 22. Even if he had the healing, obviously wouldn't be able to use it on himself. So we'll just go ahead and rotate back through the link, look to reinforce alongside Victor, who's just sat here in hell.
RB had to use all of his utility to watch the back. Watch the flank.
Now swarm out, the swing in, the stun's in, but Buzz is just trying to play around this cloud burst, but the turret finishes off RB. crashies arriving will find one before getting taken down. That brings us back into a man advantage now for the side of NRG. Tag low, Victor on for three. Zest will be the fourth to fall as Victor claims them all. It's a pistol.
I think grabbed a Sheriff, indeed he did.
Sure for him, most firepower they have. ardiis in the meantime popped up top, and I mean, it seems like stax just more focused on grabbing the orb. He wants to have that rolling thunder as fast as possible. So just stays glued to it. MaKo, however, taken down, and now in an eco without your smokes. Trying to pull this off and get a thrifty. This certainly starts seeming nigh impossible. Clear on the alarm bot to push in from ardiis. Takes out RB, the Sheriff now on the ground. Zest picking up one, but then as soon as you, I mean, it's got to be cursed. As soon as you pick up the Sheriff, you end up getting taken out. Cleanup going to be coming through with a nice little no-scope. ardiis will have 3 in the round. Also try to fast track towards that Blade Storm. And
Vix uses to set up their hits comes from him. And you can see already a heavy stack here towards A off the back of that fault line that pushes crashies back. A high tide going to be the response from NRG to buy time for the rotation from ardiis over to A, and DRX is just kind of pumping the brakes. They're just going to wait on this a little bit, try to reassess. Now let's see if stax is going to try to dial up something different. I would like to see that. I'd like to see early changes of direction for DRX.
I know there's one on the right side, tucked away. A rough spot there for MaKo, but Buzz counter swinging out from the left, does find one. crashies going to be taken down. Shot goes across, and Buzz and stax both so very low. They put ardiis to 89. Still in a very strong position here are NRG, especially if ardiis continues to find value. Sees the hand for just a brief moment, but eats the full flash. Dash in, noted on the flank. The rush through ardiis with a Sheriff in hand, finds one, some, gets another with a stinger. Buzz and MaKo now taken down. It's a 3v4. The gun grabbed up. ardiis says, thank you very much. Zest now rethinking about this one. Decides to back away. Or at least wait until they get into a better position. 18 seconds on the fault line, so will not come into play here on this execute.
Well, they have to go A now. There's no other choice. Let's see if they can get it done.
Dart over the top. It will get a ping through, tuck into the corner. They identify position of one. Spray through. RB finding ardiis. Tom trading positions here with Zest. Gets the jump on him. Now finds himself in a 1v2. The stinger has to go for the reload. RB trying to get ahead of it. He misses the timing, but stax will be able to finish him off. DRX get them
so anything otherwise. That entire round for DRX, it makes it really easy for NRG to do a ton of damage.
Flash out from crashies, just scouting in a sewer. Nothing going to be noted there. Very much same setup here from DRX, just pumping the brakes, getting tucked away into these cubbies. The Trailblazer to lead, ardiis on the peak. Do they know? This time there's that opera on the opposite side. They should suspect it just given the cash flow that he had. And oh, what an aggressive peek out from Buzz. Puts some damage down. Doesn't find the punish, however. crashies will just look to go ahead and heal up those wounds.
But already, NRG sensing a change of direction here from DRX. A high tide to come out.
Here.
RB still tucked in right next to the doors on the other side of Garage. And it looks like it is going to be the B hit, the fault line to lead the way. The recon dart, but Sam is ready for the dash.
Buzz trying to get the jump on him before that smoke bloomed, but then Sam just uses it against them. Zest now deep lurk, waiting to try to get this catch, because NRG should be very well aware that this is going to be this pulled back position that DRX want to play in. stax finding one before falling. Victor trades the other. Lockdown is available. And Zest It's outdone. crashies gets the jump on him. Strikes him down, push out. RB finds the headshot. 3 members left to deal with though.
You should run.
As they start working their way out of window. The full flash connects. MaKo good for one. Have they called it crashies on the flank? He's just trying to get him off of this spike, but can't make it happen. Crash.
They like to hang out back there on those B hits.
Oh,
ardiis.
what a quick shot.
Woo.
ardiis reading the setup, knows that he wants to get tucked away and manages to nail the nasty flick and a follow-up shot. Stax gone. The classic drawn out. ardiis not quite firing it, but I think it's all right. You've done a good job, son. You can take a breather now. crashies finds MaKo. They keep them in with a nice little lead. Up in the hands here of Zest, just trying to use this against them. Perhaps just hold on to it for dear life. RB will find one with the sheriff, but now Zest says, all right, I guess I gotta grab a stinger. We cut across, and we'll be able to find the bulldog. But from here, what do you do?
Well, he's got the spike and he's got space, so he can rotate off of this, find a place to plant, even on the other side of the map with Victor already all the way over here onto A. Right now, that Killjoy utility won't be activated initially. Still a couple of nanos there onto the site itself, though. Of course, though, Zest has to take his time. He has no information about what's going on behind him, but still some utility to work with. Still hope here, honestly, for Zest. A couple Bulldogs and a Vandal. I mean, there are some ults, but you wouldn't think that NRG will invest them.
It'd be a hell of a way to get yourself on the board as he finds himself 0-4 for the moment. To grab 3 here in this round. Spots the turret, knows that the Killjoy at the very least is not in range. Nano destroyed, and that will be the alarm bell that they needed. Gets cleared out, another one popped just in case he is in that plant position. Zest, where does he decide the position? Looks like he's just gonna keep himself forward. He wants to try to challenge, but does he realize that all 3 are rotating? Seems like now he might be getting a sense of it, hearing some of those footsteps. This is the spot where they can start separating, get themselves split up and try to approach here from different directions, but it's all 3. Straight up. The hold.
They're not faking?
No, they are not. The Cove is there for protection as well.
Full street for sure for DRX so far. As now blades up for ardiis. Tons of ults here for both sides, really. Stax with that rolling thunder. MaKo will get tricky with those TPs from time to time with the Omen. It's definitely got to keep your eyes out for that. But I like what DRX is doing here. I was just thinking this, that let's take some garage space. Let's try to put some pressure down. Sam gonna get noted by the turret, able to clear it without taking any damage, but he gets the opener, and ardiis with the follow-up.
A quick check around the corner, and Buzz is gone. Stax only able to find Victor, but he's tacking down to 21 HP. The spray through on to Zest knocks him down to 43, and already it just feels like this timeout is being worked to absolute perfection against DRX.
NRG read him. They kind of had a pretty good idea that this was going to be a change in
and
FNS.
it just keeps getting worse. Stack's now gone. Spike picked up. MaKo, it's in his hands. They're going to start drifting over towards the A site here. Smoke, maybe they're trying to fake that they're going to find some presence here onto B. But NRG, they don't need to really shift anybody onto A. They can play reactively. They know that they're in this 4v2. They know that Zest is low on health. Could just gather up, look to flood the site, not take any risks.
Cover going out. Blinding.
Smoke now in, rotations will start to come through. Paranoia used just in case. They'll find themselves with an empty site as MaKo goes for the plant.
10 seconds left.
No contact off of that Paranoia or anything like that. MaKo gonna readjust. Still has his ult. Don't think he'll have much of a chance to use it. Zest with a couple shock darts in the Owl drone. See if they can get something done with this reckoning now. MaKo gonna be in a tricky spot. Zest gonna maneuver into help.
And I mean, that's a hell of a lot of respect being shown here as MaKo ends up on top of the box, not with any obfuscation. The smoke was off, the defuse comes in.
To punish DRX out in that space, because once they get contact from one, he pretty much guaranteed there's at least 1 or 2 others.
I mean, it just feels like they started off, you know, talking about readability. DRX, they used to be like hieroglyphics. We're like, how do you read this? They have been translated down and down and down now into like a children's book. And NRG are just happy to go ahead and take a quick little peruse through the pages. Now though, sight being attacked. MaKo finding FiNESSE, Buzz down to a sliver of HP as the dart goes flying. ardiis up on top of Lumber, managing to find one. Victor at back sight, looking to anchor it down. Finds 2. It's an RB though, trying back. Now ardiis still standing. And Zest so very low. Just doesn't have any legs to stand.
A lot of the what I call like leading utility, like maybe the owl drone, or again the fault lines, or the paranoia. Some of the utility that kind of signal that executes are happening aren't being used in any way to try to confuse NRG. They're just being used on executes. And yeah, sure, we know DRX is good executes, but if you just give them that space, don't get caught up in the mess that is their executes, then you're fine. Then you play retake, and good teams will punish them every time.
And Doug was making mention of this map in particular. 3 sites, FiNESSE as your IGL, how much it can make you stand out. Right now, the way that things are going, it seems like he is just continuing to have that absolute perfect read. DRX trying to make something happen, a push up in the garage to clear out some of the util, getting rid of that alarm bot, that KJ turret that stops them from having ardiis play contact off of it there on the C site. Looks like a drone up into the pit will draw out a snake bite here from the side of FiNESSE, but the rest of DRX is going to start moving their way forward. The spike planted here on B. Can they get into their post-plant position? MaKo trying to watch from behind. Victor creeping up. Spots him, doesn't hit that headshot. Paranoia going to be let loose. Victor manages to dodge out on it. Well, the retake continues. Triple approach through the garage. ardiis, feel like he's ready to lead the charge. FiNESSE spotting Zest. Looks to zone him back as the lockdown is going to be invested. The creep up, MaKo spotting him, stax going to be good for 1. Once FiNESSE now out of the fight, stax traded up, Victor finding that elimination. Now they start going for the defuse. Hunter's Fury coming across, Zez looking to go ahead and displace them. They get it to half, however, so it's still in a winnable position. The push up, the stun, RB able to find 1. Time dwindling, MaKo sprays him off 1. And Zez will fall, but so too does Victor.
For half on Haven, then their defender side. But again, it's international, it does kind of sometimes play out a little bit differently. We'll see if they can start to string things together, and they're kind of going back to this again. They're gonna fan out across the map. They're gonna try to bait out some utility here from NRG, buy some opportunity, buy some time. See if maybe they can get a pick. Now that Trailblazer out on the other side of the map here, yes, is going to spot Zest, but he's the only one spotted out of that. That got pretty deep. So a smoke sent to try to fool him, but this is full on looking like another B hit from DRX. But they did fool
Rolling
him.
Thunder available. Did they decide to commit that just to get themselves into the site? Now just going to flash out. Buzz up over the top. The spray coming through. Fault line does help shove some back, but decent damage dealt here. DRX's jet. Spike now going to be planted. Lock down a Rolling Thunder. Still in their back pocket. You can see again, this time they're very wary. They're worried about these flanks. Only crashies who's attempting it for now is RB dropping the lockdown right outside of B site, just looking to buy them some extra space, some extra time, and make this that much more unassailable for NRG. FiNESSE has to pull away, gets himself out to safety. Buzz trying to go on the hunt. No, actually no. He did end up getting caught, but it looks like Buzz doesn't want to overstep. Instead, pushes out, but it's just a bit too late. It's a little bit of minor damage down onto Victor, but finally NRG realized, yeah, we've been outpaced on this one. The time buy from the side of DRX was just a bit too good. They will allow them to rack up that 3rd round.
This is really good now for DRX. They might be able to look like something of that nature, but that cascade earlier from Zom kind of anticipating some pressure towards that window. Trying, I think, to get some space here for ardiis to do some work with this operator. He is continuing to push up around this corner. Zest has to be really careful, and he is. That's a really good owl drone to confirm.
A botch on that tailwind. Get out the safety, but they're not pinching through to try to take him down. Could have been a big opportunity for a punish, but they're not certain, who is there? Is he peeking alone? Is there 2, 3 players backing him up? Is, oh boy, RB. Knife in hand, trying to get tucked here into the corner. Swings around, finds crashies, some will trade it back. Headshot in reply as they now turn their sights over here towards the C side. Rolling Thunder not catching him in FiNESSE. He gets himself back into the site, spraying across, looking for Buzz, but Buzz finds him just a little bit faster. Go broken. A warning shot perhaps here from ardiis as MaKo gets knocked down to 58. It looks like they're still very suspicious about it, and they are rightfully correct about it here. As I throw out some more redundancies, they spray him down, they find the wallbang shot. A single shock dart sent to try to buy some space, some time. Would have been able to get the kill on a Victor, but He wasn't playing here on it. ardiis up over the top, gets one with the operator. stax sets up for a second, but now Buzz needs to try to clutch this one out. He's approaching from garage. ardiis trying to get the read on it. Swings out. Buzz finds the perfect timing. Gets the kill, brings it to win.
Handled there.
ardiis.
Oh boy.
Okay, the jiggle from MaKo. It's a little bit of damage, but I think he'd very much prefer that compared to the alternative. Just trying to see, is ardiis going to continue to push up? The answer is no, because ardiis is not named something nor Kong Kong. So.
Well, he might get some utility into Cubby. Yeah, I think the fault line might come through here onto the Cubby or something. Yeah. So, you know what?
Opposite split. ardiis still in a position to try to catch him, but turns away from the flash, and then Buzz again finds the timing. Exiting out of the cloudburst, ardiis was trying to get somebody else pushing their way into the site, but it's a quick response. NRG, the other 4 players are here. Victor finding some value initially. MaKo going to be taken down. Victor finds the second. Buzz going to be eliminated as well. Now crashies gets involved as Zest will fall. 2 players left, stax and RB. They're trying to get them in this one. The spike not stranded on the site. RB caught in an awkward position between a rock and a hard place, and he gets crunched, as will stax.
Is committing, and they punish it.
Looking for the orb, it will be taken. Som, though, pinged out. And that's going to be the aftershock to try to clear through. Up over the top goes Buzz, and he gets the punish. Som, so desperately wanting to try to get that ult online. Well, now he's going to be dead. crashies, however, holding it down from hell. 3 quick kills. 7 HP and a dream with the spike is stranded. And he brings this back into a monstrous advantage.
I'm shocked. I can't believe it. I mean, that's incredible from him, but MaKo there just dropping down and makes the first kill pretty easy. Able to isolate a couple others.
FiNESSE in heaven, looking like he's going to be ready to play off the back of this pop flash that crashies has set up. Hard corner to the check. RB will manage to find one. Blind comes across, and Zest is left out to dry. FiNESSE, we'll see if that's going to be able to transition very similarly here to Haven, but for now it's going to be his triple creep out into mid. stax lingering back on B site for a little bit of extra reinforcement, but seems like RB, situated in garage, going to make the call as the turret plays contact. That it is going to be just a straight up C hits.
Yeah, and Victor's going to tuck back into spawn as all of DRX now swinging in from garage and spawn themselves.
Stun's good, but covering fires there. FiNESSE from behind finds Buzz. RB going to be taken out as well. Oh, the reveal is massive. stax only able to find one off the back of it. Out gets another. Turns over to ardiis, but Som catches him off guard. Just too many targets to Som again. Putting up solid figures. 3 kills for him, but Zest gets the 2-tap, but Som
having a very, very solid performance here. All of NRG out ahead of it, and well, Buzz is gone.
Just trying to catch him off guard, but it's just far too many people. Only a classic in hand. MaKo creeping back out of sewer. Looks like NRG, given the anti-eco, just given they already have a pick. Not going to be too dissuaded for shifting away from this site. Push coming out, ardiis just sprays to win. MaKo taken out.
Well, this has kind of been a time, something that does hurt DRX. Som is going to deal with Zest. Now, stax going to get behind the box. I don't think this is going to fool ardiis in the least.
And he's been healed up, so yeah, ardiis, the nice and easy headshot, leaving just RB with that sheriff. Manages to find one, but
DRX does this quite often now as well. You can find some value. A little return fire from DRX this time through the smokes, but Flash is going to back them off as NRG is fully setting up here for this A hit. A recon dart from Zest confirming that there is still presence, but no rotations really. A slight shift of weight from DRX over towards the B site now. Alarm bot at the front to watch for that. stax getting set up as kind of in a pivot position with this breach to be able to kind of use that utility either at A or B if necessary. He's just going to push off that. Ooh, I thought he was going to maybe try to get underneath that owl drone.
This good tag does get slowed up, but the approach still continues. Zest tucked into the corner, Buzz up top, staring down towards sewer, where only FiNESSE will grace his sights. The rest of the team ready to just go ahead, shove forward. Identify that Zest in a forward spot, spam through the wall. ardiis finds the elimination. Buzz now tucked in off the flank. Just trying to catch him, and with that, they say, you know what? I think we pulled enough rotations. It's time to cut.
Just brilliant. I mean, DRX had fully committed. MaKo is kind of standing over there in Link, but this is free. Cove as well. Not much that can be done about this. They're going to start spraying into it, but it doesn't matter.
And they are just absolutely drowning them right now. RB gone. The Stinger finds the elimination. Turret cleared out. 3 members left. Weapon advantage technically there, but it's so many angles to try to clear out, and ardiis finds stax, sprays through to find MaKo as well. As if it wasn't brutal enough. No relenting, no mercy shown at all. NRG, they want to finish this right here, right now. Buzz just stuck in the attacking spawn, seeing if he can find anything to stop this from being a flawless, but as we know, inevitably, the spike is just going to go off, and that's going to be NRG moving up to 11 rounds.
It's just perplexing in a way from DRX. I mean, look, I want to give NRG all the credit in the world. This is it's an awkward buy for DRX. Still have enough in the next round to do what they need to do, but that flash is going to buy a lot of space here. MaKo trying to get out of dodge, get some reinforcements. It's just RB with him.
Yeah, they identify both of them. The fight comes down, it's on the vulnerable, but again, the spray through. MaKo getting sprayed through smokes just has not been a great duo here today for him. Spray coming out, RB only going to be able to find one Som. Takes him out the site now, completely open. Buzz arriving with their wisely, planting on the backside of the site. They expect that this flank is going to be coming through from the attacker side. Buzz up close, instantly snaps on for one, but cannot get crashies. That leaves just Zest now, all on his lonesome. The dart over the top, the reveal on one. Cannot get the weaker player, and Som will take him down.
From NRG on this map.
There's no ults to work through here for the side of DRX. Nothing to give them a little bit more of a boon, that confidence. Buzz finding one, continuing to play forward. The shot does get whipped, and now the crunch comes in. Stax arriving, find one, spots Victor, knows that he's in the corner, drags across for the headshot. Here we go, this could very well be the end of it all, and NRG are looking to hit this side fast and hard. Force up the high ground, there is Buzz, the op in hand. He's ready, but no, he's still moving forward. Op shot goes wide, ardiis not gonna be clipped by that one. Hunter's Fury now gonna be unleashed. Zest fishing for something, fishing for a tag, but he's just gonna be coming up shy. Nothing biting the line this time. And the rest of NRG have flooded their way into the A site now. His ardiis will stay on a linger. Spotting stax, knows he's tucked away. They should have identified each other. A warning shot, perhaps. His ardiis is just gonna go ahead and rotate around. Still is gonna be in range though, on bot.
It's genius. They bait out the Hunter's Fury, and they get the plant for free. They don't lose a single player.
I think the alarm bot was recalled. I don't think it was destroyed. RB's still a little bit wary about this, but now he's making his way in through the spawn.
Oh no.
Cutting around from behind, the rolling thunder cuts across, does manage to connect on the 2. Players though, still avoiding being stunned up, and even with those stuns, they're not flooding them fast enough to try to find kills on the back of it. crashies with the pop flash, brings out to the corner, eats a full flash, RB able to find one, the approach from behind, ardiis mows them down, and he drags them over the line! They lost sight of the enemy, Chet, and when he struck, it was far too late.